This is lesson 5, rounding numbers, and this is a support or a review lesson. This is a skill that we'll be utilizing this school year, and we need to make sure that we dust off those cobwebs to make sure you remember how to use this skill. So I wanted to make sure to start off the year with this lesson. Go ahead and write the title of the lesson into your notes and push play when you're ready to begin. So one of the pieces of information you need to have in your head in order to do rounding numbers is you need to know the place values. And we did the place value earlier in the year, so let's just refresh our memory. If we have the decimal here, then next to the decimal we have the ones place. Go ahead and copy this into your notes with me. Next is the tens place, the hundreds place, then there's that comma, then thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, I'll say hundthou, millions, and it goes on. It could be after that 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, 10 billions, 100 billions, trillions, and on and on. So the reason we need to have that information fresh in our minds is because when we're rounding numbers, sometimes they'll tell us to round to the thousands place. I need to know where the thousands place is at. Or round to the hundreds place. Well, I need to know where the hundreds place is at. So we need to make sure that this is fresh in our minds, and that's why I wanted to throw this into your notes for this lesson. So why do we need to round numbers? It just gives us a quick way to do math sometimes if we don't need an exact or precise number. Maybe we just need to have an idea of how much something will cost. We'll round the numbers over into something that's close to it that we can add very quickly in our head. Or we'll round a number to just so that we don't have to keep on dividing. When we get into division with decimals, you'll see that we go on dividing. Some numbers might divide forever and ever, and since we don't want to divide forever and ever, we'll stop and just round to the nearest thousandth place and call it done. Okay, so I think the best way for me to teach this skill is I have a story to tell you about it. And this, in that story, these pants come into play. These are the rounding number pants. And in the legs 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are stay numbers. They're in the stay foot. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are up numbers in the up foot. So in this number, if I was asked to round this number to the thousands place, first I would need to identify the thousands place. That's this guy. And in my story, that's the guy. He's about to go on a date. This is the guy that's going on the date. The place value is the guy. The number that's to the right of him, the very next number is his date. And she's a very, very bossy date. She's always telling people what to do. Well, we look at the date, and she's a 6. So we look at the pants and find out, what is she going to say? How is she going to boss him around? Well, he's a 6. She's a 6. She's in the up leg. So she tells him, go up! And he does because she is scary. So he goes up. Okay, I'm going up. I went up by 1. 4, now I'm a 5. But he's never going to date her again. So she's gone. And he's never going to date any of her best friends either because they're probably bossy too. And so 4,632 rounded to the thousands place is 5,000. It just basically means that 4,632 is closer to 5,000 than it is to 4,000. It's just a little bit closer. So maybe we would be asked to round that number to the hundreds place. Well, if we were asked to round that to the hundreds place, first we would need to identify the hundreds place. That's the 6 this time. So the 6 is in the hundreds place. So now this is the guy. Okay, and he's going on a date, and he's going on a date with the very next number, the one that's to the right of him, and that's a 3. So the date is in the stay leg, so she's a stay number. So she says, stay the same to him. And so he does. And the 4, of course, is just one of his best friends, one of the guy's best friends. And they just hang out still. They just kind of stay best friends with him. So he was told, stay the same. So he stays the same. He does, because she was in the stay leg, right? But he's never going on a date with her again or any of her friends again. So 4,632 rounded to the hundreds place is 4,600. All right, so let's do a we do. Go ahead and copy the pants into your notes and copy this information into your notes and push play when you're ready to start. So what it's asked us to do is to round 6,237 to the thousands place. So first we identify what the thousands place is, and it's the 6. That's the guy. And then we look at his date, the one that's next to him, the one that's very next. And that's the 2. And we find out where is she in here. She's in the 2, here's 2, she's in the stay leg. So when she bosses people around, she says, stay. So she tells him, stay the same. So he does. But he will never go on a date with her or her best friends ever again. So 6,237 rounded to the thousands place is 6,000. Basically saying that if you had to choose between 6,000 and the next 1,000, 7,000, which is this closer to, well, it's closer to 6,000 than it is 7,000. That's the rounding. We'll do another we do. This one also, this one will be to the hundreds place though. So go ahead and copy that down. So we're going to round 3,487 to the hundreds place. Well, I need to identify the hundreds place first, and it is the 4. And then I need to look at his date. Remember, these numbers over here are his best friends. They don't change. But this number over here, that's the date, the bossy date. And in this case, this date is here. So she says, go up! So she says, go up! So he does. And of course, his best friends still hang out with him. You know, they don't go away. But he's not going to date her again or any of her best friends again. So 3,487 rounded to the hundreds place is 3,500. What we're basically saying is that if I had to go between 3,400 and 3,500, which is this closer to, this is closer to 3,500 than it is 3,400. So that's what rounding numbers is. Hopefully you're ready to try some because I've got some you-dos for you to try. Here we go. The first you-do I want you to try is to do 6,532 to the thousands place. Round that number to the thousands place. Go ahead and do that. Get an answer or go till you get stuck and then push play so I can catch up with you and we can check and see what your answer is. Okay, so you either got yourself to the point where you got stuck or you got all the way through to an answer for this one, so let's see if you got it. It says rounded to the thousands place, and so I have to find the thousands place. Here it is. And then I look at his date, the very next number to his right, and she's a 5. So I go over here and find out, oh, 5 is here, and that is an up number. The little numbers are stays, the medium to big numbers are ups. You'll eventually not need that. But the 5 is an up number, so she says, go up! And so he does. But he never dates her or her friends again. Hopefully that's the answer you got. If so, yay, high five to you. Let's try another one. Let's do 3,623 to the hundreds place. Go ahead and push pause and try that one, and then push play when you're done. Okay, let's see how you did. We're doing 3,623 to the hundreds place. Here is the hundreds place. That's just the dude's best friend. We're not doing anything with him other than just bringing him down. Dude's best friend goes there. All right, good. So now we're looking at the hundreds place, and we look at his date, the next number over. She's a 2, little number, so she's stay. So she says, stay the same! So he does. But he never dates her or her friends again. 3,623 is closer to 3,600 than it is 3,700, the next 100 over. So that's what this is saying. 3,600 is rounded to the hundreds place. So hopefully that made some sense to you, and you know what you're doing on that. If you're ready for the closure, come get that closure question from me. And if you are needing to review, you can rewind and review. So just let me know. If you need me to explain a little more, you can ask me to explain a little more too. Just come see me. Okay, great job.